Dora and the Lost City of Gold is an okay film, but I think they made one really, really bad decision, and I'll talk about that in a moment. This was released in 2019. It's directed by James Bobbin, written by Nicholas Stoller and Matthew Robinson, and we have a cast including Isabela Moner and Eugenio Derbez, Michael Peña, Eva Longoria. Really great cast and performances, absolutely no issues there. But the problem I have is with the age of Dora, because she's 16. Dora the Explorer is a TV show aimed at very young children, preschool, early education, certainly not 16-year-olds. And the issue here is that the target audience is very murky. Because, granted, I'm watching this as a 33-year-old, so take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt. There are going to be people of older ages who like this. But I can't see the average teenager wanting to watch this. And I can't see that it's going to be that exciting or engaging for younger children. When it comes to, well, films for any age, really, but certainly for children, usually the protagonists are roughly the same age as the target audience. So if it's a film for teenagers, the protagonists are teenagers. Most adults will watch films with adult protagonists. Young children will watch films with younger protagonists. I believe Dora is 7 in the TV show, 6 or 7, and that feels like the ideal target age. So if they've made this Dora maybe even 10 or 11 and they were closer in age, so they had that relatability, that would have been a better decision. Whereas I don't know if this had a cinema release, but let's say, yes it did, I'm looking at the poster, in theatres August 9th. So are we going to see the average 15, 16-year-old queuing up to see Dora and the Lost City of Gold? I'd imagine not. I could be wrong, but I'd imagine not. But I also don't think it's going to be that interesting for very young children. For example, there were scenes at a high school, and I'll talk about the narrative in a moment once I've stopped ranting about this, but there are scenes at a high school. Young children aren't going to be able to relate to that. And that's not to say no young child will enjoy it, but there is a reason why protagonists are usually roughly the age of the target audience. So I don't think they have a clearly defined target audience. I don't think the average teenager is going to watch this. They might, but again, I can't see many teenagers queuing up to see this in the theatre. And I don't think younger viewers are going to find it to be that engaging. And I think that was a really bad decision. The narrative would have worked just as well if they'd made Dora a preteen at the very least. Dora goes to stay with Diego of Go Diego Go, and then she finds out that her parents are missing, so she teams up with some others, as well as Boots the monkey, which I thought was quite a nice touch, to go and find her parents, and also this Lost City of Gold. As an adventure story, it works well, it flows well, the pacing is fine, visually, absolutely stunning, it is breathtakingly beautiful to look at, the performances are very good as well. We have some Spanish in there, obviously. I say obviously, you might not know this, Dora the Explorer helps teach children Spanish, and that works very well as well. We got some Spanish in there really early on, so that was done very well. It's a decent film. I just don't think it's going to appeal very wildly to many people. I don't think it will have a wide appeal at either end of the spectrum. Maybe one could argue, okay, well then maybe people who are 11, 12-year-olds will watch it. But I feel like at that age, they're starting, and again, I'm speaking generally, there will be exceptions. I was the exception. I was the exception to this because I still watched very young children's shows when I was 11 and 12. I still do. But the average 11 and 12-year-old is not going to watch a film with a character that's usually marketed towards much younger children because that's not cool. That's not the cool thing to do. Thankfully, I wasn't a cool kid. I didn't care. But again, speaking generally, the average preteen is not going to watch a show where the protagonist is from a much younger children's show. I don't see older teenagers paying much attention to it, and I don't think it will appeal to much younger children. So, as a 33-year-old, I found it to be a delight. So take all of that information, do with it whatever you want. Ultimately, I'd say give it a watch. If you're an older viewer looking for an easy watch, with some Spanish in it. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I'm not very good at it, but I'm slowly learning. With a decent enough narrative and some good performances and visual beauty, give it a go. But obviously for younger viewers, many younger children or younger teenagers, older children are at a stage in their life where they're very conscious about what they consume, or making it known that they perhaps consume a film about a character that's usually targeted at much younger children. And again, I don't think much younger children will enjoy this, and I really don't see teenagers rushing to see this. So I think the target audience has to be us older viewers, us fully grown adults who enjoy children's films. I think that's basically the best we can do for this. On its own, not a bad film. The narrative works well, it flows well, the pacing's fine, the characters are fine, visually stunning. But I think they made a really bad decision with making Dora a 16-year-old. Now, if somebody wants to tell me that they have children, young children, and they absolutely love this, that's fantastic. But again, that's not going to be the case across the board. Feel free to prove me wrong. I'd be open to that. But as soon as I realised the age of Dora, I just thought this was a really bad idea, because I don't think it's going to appeal to older teenagers or younger teens and preteens or very young children. But if you're a fully grown adult who wants to watch something fun and relaxing and tap into your child self, give it a go. Dora and the Lost City of Gold. It's not a bad film. I just think there was one really bad decision.